good? My anime people, what is good, yo? So, I truly want to know if this mic sounds good to you guys or if I should adjust it louder, higher, whatever the case. If you guys don't mind giving me that input, and make sure to subscribe because this may be a long video. I'm not sure yet. I just need to get some stuff off my chest and seeing how it's all over and there's nothing else to see for this season of One Punch Man. Alright, so, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be 1000% honest with y'all. I hated this animation. I hate this new animation style. I hate that I have been a witness to it when it was first still fresh and they were trying to figure out just what animes would go best with this when we have no ways of showing the creativity and the actual full scale of battles popping off. And they were like, okay, let's just make it shaky and blurry as hell. So, with all that being said, this whole episode was blur. This is the ultimate blur episode you could ever ask for, and it's pretty much a letdown, man. Like I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm going to be fair. Saitama looked gorgeous. You know why he looked gorgeous? Because literally they ripped out the opening version of him throwing that punch, which why when they frame him doing this punch, first of all, let me get this out of the way. As a story perspective, if I was a blind man who knew how to understand Japanese fluently and I understand all of the words that were being said and I did not see all of this, hearing the story, hearing the things that are popping off and what is coming next, super dope. I love it. But can you still feel the same way about it now after seeing that this could be the animation style for the rest of its days? You know what I mean? Like, it just hurts. It just hurts. Um, we have seen so much potential in other series and stuff like that that I only gave the benefit of the doubt to the final episodes because we've seen even shows like Dragon Ball Super, which people were just ripping it apart, which they had a right reason to when we saw how Super Saiyan 3 Goku looked at times and just certain people altogether. Um, but the problem was it was the story was keeping it alive at times. Like even the story was bad and then the animation was keeping it alive. You know, they kept flip-flopping who was the savior. This was all on the story. There was no like real great things that made you look at the animation and be like, okay, this is exactly why I watch One Punch Man. It hurts to say that, you know, because it looked clean at times. This is about as good as it's going to get from what these guys could put out, what these guys could produce by themselves as a studio, which was still fire compared to some shows that people don't want to give it credit to. Like the more recent shows that have been out that use this shaky camera stuff. I mean, out of everybody, this show has to use it the most because it has the most animated fights. It has the most, you know, like highlighted things popping off at all times. So it's not surprising that that was the case. You know, like it made sense. Like it feels like this literally is what we got. This Jump Force version of Saitama I just made is what we got with that season. You know, it just feels like I threw this together as quickly as possible, but this is probably as good as Saitama is gonna get in this game with the stuff I could see. You know, so it just kind of hurts now that we have to either wait for another season to look exactly like this and then maybe them not even continuing because of just like backlash and stuff like that because that is a thing now. The media is strong enough to make a backlash feel like you shouldn't do something, which it's a whole nother thing if they actually follow the backlash, but backlash has been known to take things out. And I think the Batman and the DC universe is a great thing to look at because everything they were doing in the DC universe, they're like, well, let's try something different. We got backlash, guys. We made a lot of money, but let's change things. Um, that's what these guys need to do with this season. The story They did so well putting the things together. Silver Fang and Bang, or Silver Fang and Bomb, absolutely a nutty fight scene with a fellow student, and then the question that Bang or Silverfang asks his brother is, if I put that many hits on you and that many attacks and wounds, would you have been able to get up? And he's just like, 60 years ago. I hope so. I hope so. So not only is he doing that, he then tags in to help. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was epic. This was super fun to watch. I love that, like, just the interaction with the characters, because that's what we've been waiting for. We've been waiting to see the person who's practically seen this kid grow up since he was very young, show us what he has changed and what's truly becoming like monstrous about him. Even when Gino says, uh, your student's too far. He's a monster. He wanted to stop him. He still wanted to stop him, but then he's like, you're right. Like, who am I to stop a monster from dying? That's my job. That's what I do. And that was deep. That was pretty crazy. So that's what I mean by the story just being such a brilliant, like, telling of it, but to see it like this, it just it's a hard change to just get used to. Okay, and I'm gonna say, if I hated it, yeah, I get it. I should have stopped watching it. I shouldn't have all this and that. But this is a show that I had the biggest, like, hopes for. I had the biggest, like, thinking process of, man, they are going to have an amazing story to tell, and that's what I wanted to see, and I got my story. I just didn't get to see it the way I wanted. And the last thing I'm going to compare this to, and that really kind of, look at this man. This is high Saitama. And the one thing that really kind of like ushered in one of my like hatreds of what happened with one season compared to another was Terraform Mars. Like, you don't have to watch the series. You don't even have to give that the benefit of the doubt of looking. But it went from season one absolutely gorgeous to season two CGI, and I think that's my true hatred of CGI in 3D is Terraformers season two. It hurt me so bad. I just can't. I can't. um, so that's that. With this week's episode, everything was to the story, to the character growth of the hero hunter was really good in the overall season. I mean, we shouldn't probably call this. We should not call this. Whatchamacallit? One Punch Man. We should definitely just call this the hero hunter runs man. Okay, because either he's running, he's losing, or he's doing both. Okay, and um, we see all of these different, people showing up and trying to change the outcome of this fight for Genos in the case of like King. And the information King got was actually pretty dope about Blast being the true strongest hero. So supposedly this giant centipede or Centaurus, um, he pretty much has history with someone named Blast, and from what I can tell, I don't think Blast blasted him in one shot like Saitama did, because if he did, he should be dead, right? Like, there should be no guy like him if it was. So it seems like there's someone strong enough to at least put this guy down by himself overall, and that's pretty out there to like make that statement. And not to mention the fact that King was the one that they gave credit to taking out what's his face, the Piccolo looking one in the very first episode of season one. He got like the credit for that. So to think that they believe Blast is feat on the other monster still puts him as strong as hero is pretty crazy. So I like that reference of making King have be the one to actually say all this, and have this giant monster who just took one of the most ridiculous combination attacks from Silverfang and his brother that like broke him all the way down to his core, and then swallows Genos and gets incinerated from the inside out, and still was pretty much unfazed to the case of he's gonna run everybody out of town still, you know. So I thought that was pretty awesome for them to put all that in there, because I mean, this episode was just a montage of a fight from Hero Hunter and Silverfang straight into the Centipede, just taking over the screen, and then the real man, the real myth, comes through and takes over the whole screen and just starts bodying that man. Well, I guess I can't say he started bodying him, seeing how he only hit him once. So we got our one punch, and man, it was something to behold. And I really hope that whatever pops off in the future of this show, like, they're gonna stay true to the story. And I just hope that this season was truly their learning aspect of how this should look, how this should work out. Just overall, their starting point, and then if they can get any better from here, it would be absolutely amazing. Because, like I was saying, the Hero Hunter looked phenomenal. Like, you could tell this was like just the season of the Hero Hunter, okay? And because of that, it did feel like he got all of the animation, you know, focus. He was the main focus for their whole spiel. And as soon as Saitama, for instance, throws this punch and lands it, he doesn't get another moment of that shading again, because I'm telling you, it literally came out of the opener, guys. Or not only just the opener, it was probably the one thing the studio people probably left for them, or they were already had worked on for season 2, and they're like, can we just continue to use that? We'll use it in one spot. Like, I guess. um, I don't know. Maybe I'm giving them too little credit, and they could do this. It's just, if they did a whole season with Saitama looking like that, it would have never came out to this day still, probably. So that's something to like digest. I don't know if anybody's gonna hear me out on all that stuff, but it feels good to get out there. We got a reference to the strongest hero. We got the Hero Hunter literally showing us why everybody should be afraid of him. And not only that, he makes it out alive to pretty much get stronger, which is a problem that no one's gonna really gonna talk about. Oh my lord, no one's gonna really gonna talk about, because all the other stuff that pops off. I mean, sure, Silverfang's gonna bring it up in Genos, but out of those people, it's only gonna get through probably like a tight group. And even if they do tell them what happened, uh, I mean, they're just going. I mean, yeah, the samurais were already going to go after Silverfang's pupil anyway. So we have all the samurais who were about to help and got interrupted, but Atomic Samurai handled that soundly. So after the monster organization, he is coming after Hero Hunter, and I've really been wanting to see more of the S class heroes' strength and stuff, but do I want to see it in all blurry action? I really don't know, man. I really don't know. So here's hoping that they actually change that up a little bit. And my God, Luffy is just going. He's going in with the most OP attack. You can't block it. But yeah, with all that being said, I hope you guys have an awesome day, night, evening. Let's just hope that true One Punch fans can enjoy this story enough to be satisfied, because if you guys are angry and all that stuff, trust me, we all are. We just wanted what it looked like at first, but to be fair, the story was well done, and that's what we should be happy at least we got in the first place. So, with all that being said, I hope you have an awesome day, night, evening, and I will definitely talk to you very soon with some Black Clover.